What's going on YouTube? Mr. Ferguson back once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina, where yes, the mustache has made its reappearance. My boss actually liked it more than I did, so and everybody keeps complaining, all the kids and everybody, your beard hurts, it feels like sandpaper. So I was like, you know what, the stash is coming back, baby, for the remainder of the year. But anyways, thank you for tuning in for this brief lawn care video today. I've got the shotgun mic on, so hopefully the sound is not too bad, being that I'm facing the camera. But my daughter's home, it's exam time, we're about to go on holiday break. I wanted to just give a quick, brief video. We're not going to make this long. This is going to be a quick one here on Wednesday. Number one, Jesus is the reason for the season. If you got time this Christmas season, I would encourage you, if you're watching this video, to just break out the book of Matthew, Luke, and read the Christmas story. Why do we celebrate this time of year? What is the reason for Christmas? You know, you see Xmas all the time where they X out Christ. So I don't prefer Xmas, and I try not to use that. Sometimes it's a quick way. Some people are like, well, that's just a quicker way to write Christmas when you're Xing out Christ. I think that's probably how it came about. But Jesus is truly the reason for this season that we celebrate. And we can get lost, man, in the shopping and the gifts and Frosty and the cartoons and the decorating and family, even good things. But it's truly the season we celebrate God intervening for humanity to send his son from perfection into a sinful world to die for our sins. And so that's what it's all about. And so we don't want to be ashamed here on the Mr. Ferguson Lawn Channel about what we believe in and who we serve, because as I've said many times, I couldn't do this lawn or have any lawn care knowledge or experience without praying to him and him helping me. So I can go back and read this fascinating story. Just briefly before we get into the lawn care part, I just want to put you in Joseph's shoes. Guys, can you imagine if your girlfriend that you were about to marry came to you and said, so-and-so, I just want to let you know I'm so excited. I had this encounter with God and I'm pregnant and it's God's baby. What do you think his true reaction was to that? This was 2,000 years ago. I don't think any guy would be like, yay. Joseph, in all, that we read, it says he was going to secretly put her away. So he reacted like probably any of us. You're psycho, woman. I thought, are you really like this? You're a nutbag. That's really what happened. And Joseph had to have a dream, and God had to tell him, this is for real. Mary is telling you the truth. You are highly favored. You're going to raise the son that's going to take away the sins of the world. And Joseph had to have a supernatural encounter to be able to commit to marrying Mary. It's an absolutely fascinating story. Share it with your kids. Read it. Take time to give the birthday boy the credit that he's due. Lawn care related, I wanted to just talk about the lawn real fast and what we're going to be coming up talking about soon after the new year, and that's pre-emergent. It's a topic I've already gotten questions on from a couple people as I see some of the past videos get watched, and people were asking questions, and it was like, hey, Mr. Ferguson, with prodiamine, how much do I use if I'm doing split apps and all that? And I don't know if people were preparing for the spring or if they're trying to do that now. And so I thought just a quick refresher would be great for just a brief Wednesday video. And that when we're talking about pre-emergent, when we're talking about long pre-emergent, pre-emergent can be tenacity. It has a 21-day pre-emergent qualities. But when we're talking about long-term preventative herbicides like prodiamine, dithiopyr, these can last for months on end, and that's why we like to use it in the beginning of fall or around early spring. Just as a quick reminder, and I have to remind myself these times, that's why we have lawn care plans to remind us of such things if we can't find it on YouTube. But the 55-degree mark is what we're looking for coming out of winter into spring. We're looking at the 55. When we start to warm up to soil temperatures being 55 degrees, that's when we want to try to execute our pre-emergent if we plan to do so. So that's what we want to. Now, there's a limit on prodiamine. You want to look at the label, look at how much you've used. You've got a yearly limit. Dithiopyr is a good alternative. Some people say it works better for crabgrass in spring. Some prefer prodiamine in fall. Some say vice versa. I've used each in spring and fall, and they've worked great for me. So I think you can use either or, and if you have a POA annual problem, both products, if you put it down for crabgrass, obviously if we're putting it down in spring, it's for the crabgrass purposes. Will be the POA annua and the triv is going to retreat as temperatures warm up, and then we're beginning to deal with crabgrass. So you're putting down pre-emergent for weeds and crabgrass for the spring season, so you can just have a healthy, lush looking lawn when it begins to really take off and grow in the springtime. As far as what I plan to do, I've mentioned this when I showed you guys, we bought the Velocity PM. I don't think this year, for the first time in a very long time, I'm not going to do pre-emergent. I saw some Elevated Lawns had talked about this. Cameron over there had talked about this. He likes to comment periodically on the channel, and I appreciate that. I think we're going to go without it for two reasons. Number one, if we have a thick, lush lawn, we shouldn't need pre-emergent all the time. If we constantly are putting down, if you take Advil every day, it loses its effectiveness, right? And it's going to stop curing you of the headaches and healing you if you take it every day, because your body gets used to it. Same thing in lawn care. I asked this question to the Grass Factor, and they said yes. If we constantly are putting down prodiamine every fall, your lawn can become used to that, and that's why the dithiopyr is a great back and forth alternative. We want to switch it up, and also just laying off a year, taking a year off, let the weeds come in. What's the worst that can happen? Well, we could have crabgrass. We may need to come back if we don't do pre-emergent. We may need to come into the spring and use something like a crabgrass killer. I'm losing it off the top of my head. I can't think of it, man. There's a herbicide that I've used that's great for killing crabgrass. It's in all the Weed Be Gone, and maybe it'll come to me, but I can't think of it right now. But anyways, but we can basically, without preventing it, when we see emergence, if our lawn is thick, but we still have weeds come in, we may need to use a little bit of herbicide to do some spot spraying to clean up some weeds because we didn't use pre-emergent. But I'm curious to see, how does my lawn do? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I've used pre-emergent for the past at least 3-4 years, so I'm not doing it this year. We've planted grass. It's not absolutely the thickest lawn in the world, but I want to see how my lawn holds up, and naturally, does it prevent a lot on its own like it does with POA? In the fall time, when we plant thick and healthy and you know, fertilize our lawn, we prevent a whole lot of the POA annua. Some slips in here and there. I believe the same result will likely happen in the spring. We'll find out. And then if we do have a lot of items come up, the POA is there from the fall and everything, we've got Velocity PM to test out in the lawn, and I'm only really going to break that out if I see somewhere to test that out. I haven't seen a lot of the triv I've seen previously, and I do have to say, I've not fertilized heavily like I have in the past either. So is there something there? Not sure. So just wanted to touch base. Let me know your thoughts below. We're talking pre-emergent. We're looking forward. We're talking fall pre-emergent. Did you, I didn't use any fall pre-emergent. I'm not seeing a ton of triv. I'm not seeing right now in December, going into January here soon, I'm not seeing a lot of POA annua or POA triv, and I did not use pre-emergent. So I'm looking pretty good right now. Thank you guys that continue to watch. Please hit the like button so the video can get out to others. Comment below. Use the links in the description from the last video where we were talking about when we did fertilize, we did mow. If you're interested, got Christmas gifts, shop GCI turf, things of that nature. Thank you guys. Thanks to our members. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and hopefully we'll see you Friday. If not, we'll see you Monday with another lawn care video. God bless you guys.